Bali lies halfway along the Indonesian archipelago, just south of the equator. It's a fairly small island, but with its tropical climate, deeply spiritual people and unique culture, it's often likened to paradise. The people originally came from Java and Malaya, pushed eastwards by the Islamic invaders, and taking with them their Hindu traditions and religion, their music and drama, and an extraordinary talent for handicrafts. Rich volcanic ash makes the land very fertile, and the Balinese are expert at exploiting every scrap of it. Terracing is an important skill for making the best of the hilly terrain, and few slopes are left unproductive. Rice, the major crop, is grown the wet way, in paddy fields. Our word paddy, in fact, comes from the Indonesian for rice plant. Bali's dominant religion is Agama Hinduism, which is notable for its abundance of temples and shrines, with their sometimes frightening imagery. Here, offerings are being prepared for the gods. This is the remote temple of Purulahua. High in the mountains, it's one of the holiest places in Bali. For much of the year, temples are almost deserted, coming alive only during religious festivals. But this gives places such as Purulahua an overwhelming atmosphere of tranquility. Offerings are made several times each day, usually consisting of rice and fruit in a banana leaf tray. What the gods don't finish can be taken home to be enjoyed by the family. Because every village and every house has at least one temple, and most have several, Bali can boast having many more temples than homes. Split gates feature in all temples where they represent the passageway to heaven. The miniature thrones are seats for the gods, and where of course they can find still more offerings. Stone carving is an important tradition in Bali, not only for temples where they are found in abundance, but also in houses and almost every other site. Some villages exist almost entirely by their stone carving industry. Carvings mostly represent deities or demon spirits, a warning of a harsh afterlife for wrongdoers. The checkered wrap of this statue, sitting under a holy banyan tree, helps ward off evil spirits. A warm climate throughout the year allows the Balinese to spend most of their time out of doors. A typical home consists of a high wall enclosing an open living space. There are several small buildings, each having a different use: kitchen, bathroom, or bedroom. The family, which usually consists of several generations, eat under a veranda open to the garden. And of course there will be several shrines. 3, 4 or 5 are not uncommon, at which offerings are made throughout the day. Families used to be large, with brothers and sisters often remaining in the same home. 3 or 4 children is more normal nowadays, however. Balinese first names are both simple and confusing, because there are only 4. The firstborn is always Wayan, the second Mali, the third Nayoman, and the fourth Kitut. For further children, they simply go down the list again and again. A typical family compound will also have a few fruit trees and some domestic animals. In the background, a traditional Balinese gate, or ailing-ailing, backed by a small wall to prevent line of sight. This stops evil spirits from entering, for they cannot easily turn corners. Wood carving is another important activity in Bali, and again whole villages are given over to the industry. Unlike stone carving, most of the wood and art is destined for export, much of it in the suitcases of tourists. Its origin, however, goes back many years, and wood carvings have traditionally been used to decorate houses, for making figures to drive off evil spirits, or for use in dance or theatre. Most of the wood is locally grown, coming perhaps from old fruit trees. The work is carefully planned, with each craftsman specialising in only a few designs. In some cases, the entire village will confine itself to just one type of carving. Mount Putur, in the north of the island, and one of several volcanoes in Bali whose mineral-laden ash have contributed to the rich soil. So what is the overall impression left on the visitor? Well, leaving aside the beach villages overcrowded with tourists, Bali has retained much of its unique charm. It's not an especially picturesque island in terms of natural scenery. In fact, hardly any part of it is untouched by the hand of man. No surprise perhaps, as the Balinese culture is very uncomfortable with wild, untamed nature. No, it's this very culture, with its love of music and drama, its wood and stone carvings, and the countless shrines lovingly tended by a gentle and spiritual people, that make Bali such a special place.